Hey yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, my peoples? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The X Productions. I'm Bizone, aka The Unknown Producer, and I got those 90s vids for you. I'm doing the 90s hip hop multiverse, universe, however you want to say it, but it's all about the 90s and how it affected the future of hip hop. And the last video I posted was Dr. Dre's Deep Cover, Snoop Dogg, which was his first, well, both of their first tracks since Dr. Dre split up with NWA. So they was hoping for the best from that when they started their their solo venture together, along with forming Death Row. Okay, now the video I'm doing today is also affiliated with NWA and what's to come. And let me just go ahead and tell you what the song is. The song is It's Funky Enough by the DOC. Okay? Um First of all, let me start by telling you that the DOC was a part of NWA in the sense that he practically wrote a lot of Eazy-E's first album, Easy Does It, along with him, Ren, and a couple other people, but he did a lot of writing for Eazy-E. He did a lot of writing in the Straight Outta Compton album they put out. And somewhere between then, they decided to put him out on Ruthless Records, his own solo album. And the name of his solo album was um, No One Can Do It Better. That was the name of his solo album. And this song I'm about to react to and review was the first song off that album, which debuted in 1989. Okay? So you got to think of that time period. 1989, NWA was popping, and they decided to put out, the DOC. And I remember first seeing this video on, of course, Ralph McDaniels. Ralph McDaniels in New York was the was the show that you watched to catch all hip hop interviews and everything. Ralph McDaniels was is a legend when it came to that. He's the one who brought hip hop to the culture to the homes and interviews and like if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be no NWA, no DOC, no Too Short. You know, not not in the sense they wouldn't be any of them. I don't mean it that way. I mean they wouldn't have expanded to the East Coast in New York if it was for Ralph McDaniels, because he was very open and fair about who he played. He didn't care where he was from. If it was hot, it was new, he played it. And he did the same thing with NWA Straight Outta Compton. I remember when I first saw that video, he was the first person I seen to play that video, and I remember he played this video a lot, and it was slamming. Um, DOC's out of Texas, and he had a crew before he formulated with NWA called the Fila Crew. Fila the sneakers. Fila was hot back then as a sneaker. It was like the Adidas back then. Um, some facts about DOC. Like I said, he did Eazy-E's first album, Easy Does It. Um, he's also, a lot of people may not notice, he's one of the co-founders of Death Row, along with Dr. Dre and Suge Knight. One of the co-founders, son. For real. Real shit. Real talk. And he also wrote a lot of Dre's first album, The Chronic. You know, you know, and The Chronic consisted of a lot of artists participated in that. Snoop, Lady of Rage, the Dog Pound, Daz, and them. Um, they did their thing in the sense that they were loyal to Dr. Dre in that label, Death Row. They were tight. They were very tight label. But getting back to DOC, I don't want to say too much more because I know I take up a lot of time talking, and it's all about the video, hearing it too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start it. We got DOC. Is it funky enough? Off the first album, No One Can Do It Better, 1989. All right, let's get it, son.
And that girl Bridget can fly, right? She can drill that, right? Serious. What's up, man?
Here looking for a new act, man.
Hey, man, who is this?
It's the DOC.
Yeah, we looking for new acts, man. But let me tell you something, man. We're looking for somebody that's funky.
The DOC's dope.
Let's go find him.
Yeah.
Easy E.
Y'all ready for this?
Okay, I gotta stop it real quick. The rhyme style, the voice, strictly Yachty Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he's Yachty Jamaican, but I didn't know this until I just read it, you know, that he just decided to use a Jamaican voice, Jamaican West Indian accent to do this song, and it fit perfectly. It just fit perfectly. You know, I heard one person say, I don't know why, whatever, but that's the New York type thing too, right there. We all thought DOC was from New York, cause the way NWA sounded, and then when he came out, we couldn't believe he was with NWA. I mean, we could believe he was with NWA, but his style sounded so different. You know what I mean? His delivery, and then the West Indian Jamaican style was what a lot of people from New York was doing already, because New York has a large West Indian population, and you know, second generations of West Indians in there. So we always incorporated that into hip hop, like KRS-One. You know, he was one person who did that. You know, and a lot of other rap artists did that. You know, that was just part of our culture in the hood. You know what I mean? In New York, that is. You know, but he decided to do that, and it worked for him. You know what I mean? Sounded real good. You know. And he has had that voice, man, and he could write. He could rhyme, he's a true MC. That's why NWA had that faith in him. But I'm gonna rewind this a little bit back, you know. I'm gonna start it off again. That beat is hot too, man. Oh, about the beat. Well, I'll tell you a little later when I stop again. I'll keep that one. 2 to the 3 and 4. Then I drop the... Let me rewind this a bit more. Sorry about that.
And in comes the 2 to the 3 and 4. Then I drop the beat I have in store. Lay the lyrics on the top like a rod. Make it sound smooth and later make a dub. Enunciate well, so that you can tell I am not illiterate, no, not even a little bit. Nothing like an idiot. Get it? You want the record? Cool, I'm with it. Let the rhythm take you. Shake it cause it makes you. As I turn the knob to the door, you escape through. Going like a gnat, don't be a pup. And I let it play cause dress ain't funky enough. Let's get funky, let's get funky. Let's get funky, let's get funky. Let's get funky, let's get funky. Watch the smooth lyrics that take place. If you want another reason why it must be funky, yo, I am not a jackass, meaning not a donkey, so I will play the game like it should be played. Drop the funk and do the mix so the bass will never fade. Ship it to the station in your jurisdiction. Brothers say I'm dope and the others think I'm bitching. No crowd can avoid the D-O to the C. When I'm P-E-O-F-O-R-M-I-N-G on the stage. See the simple fact is I am dope and known. I rock a funky beat without a chord, so in this my conclusion. You will enjoy the fusion and I will ascend with the style that I am using. Knowing that it's tough and it's not a buff. I think I'll let it play cause dreads ain't funky enough.
Gotta stop it again. Well, I was going to tell you earlier, Just a little fact about the beat. One of the samples, funky, 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 Rasta. You know when he does that, Rasta. You know, funky. That sample is from a very popular song from the late '70s, maybe early '80s. I can't remember. And it's called Misdemeanor. The name of the song, and it was by the Silvers. You know, one of the Silvers. I think the lead singer. I can't remember his name, but it was from the Silvers, which was like a family group. It was like maybe five, six of them, like the Jacksons and the Osmonds and stuff like that. You know, back then you had a lot of family groups together who made albums like the Jacksons, like I said, and Silvers. You know, Silvers was very popular. You know, was a very good group, and this was a sample from that song back then. I remember growing up hearing this song. It was a shit. Word. But that's the sample they used for that. And all my love is just a misdemeanor. Never ever do you wrong. And then when you have to sing that, there's a little break like and like has that little in the background. That's a sample. I know you're like, listen to this motherfucker, man, like trying to imitate that shit. But yo, I'm gonna bring it back a little bit, alright? Just to the chorus, somewhere in the chorus, and then we play this joint, alright? The D.O. Sizzle, the D.O.C.
Fact is, I am dope and known. I rock a funky beat with all the chords, so and it's my conclusion. You will enjoy the fusion, and I will ascend with the style that I am using. Knowing that it's tough, and it's not a bluff. I think I'll let it play, cause it's ain't funky enough. Hip-hop. It's getting funky, it's getting funky. It's getting funky, it's getting funky. It's getting funky, it's getting funky. Dread make the funky hip-hop music, so check it. Listen to the kick, popping with a click. And with no rehearsals, I'm dropping funky verses. Stupid with the best, with the thing that you are relying on. You love it when it battles with the fact that I am buying on suckers. Never come close, cause of knowing. There's no stopping the doc when I am flowing. But in the event, someone would try to juice this, stop him in his tracks, show him that I am ruthless. I don't give a damn.
Ruthless.
Don't think that I am
Ruthless
fucking,
Records.
cause I don't think he is funny when you're messing with my money. And stupid tell me this, you'll try, you gotta stop him. But with no frills, so I just drop him. Continue with the rhyme and make sure I get mine with no static, cause it's so the SMG to get my 9. But lessons haven't heard, now I get it all in front and let it play. When the people say, Trey, oh, yo, it's funky enough. Rasta. It's getting funky, it's getting funky. It's getting funky, it's getting funky. It's getting funky, it's getting funky. Deal with the D.O. to the C. I need a break so I can check around.
Change.
See who the hell that is
That
sitting down. I want all chairs off the floor. And if he stands to the wall, show him the
Wish I still had my
door. And
name
I'll begin the beat to give you something to rock to. Now go non-stop, do not to look at the clock. You proceed.
I just seen it change. I remember we was in high school. I was going to Cardinal Spellman High School in the Bronx, which is a Catholic school, parochial school. My mom took me in public school and put me in Catholic school because, you know, she wanted me to start fucking up like my brother was and shit like that. That's a different story. But anyway, she put me in Catholic high school, which was right in the middle of Edenwald projects. So my year was like the first year of, like, you know, a large number of black people and like Hispanic people was in. I went in 1982, graduated in '86, and that's just when hip hop was popping. And I remember we came in, we was like straight up street in there, you know. So we had trouble going through with the deans and stuff like that. They would say racist things sometimes, and we have to check them, and they couldn't believe we were checking them, you know. So, you know, but any reason I'm saying that is because I remember in our sophomore year, me and my boys, all of us, we went down to Canal Street in New York, which is like China, like a Chinatown where they sell, like, you know, gold jewelry for cheap. You know what I mean? You get your jewelry for cheap and stuff like that. I already had a rope chain, you know, so we all decided we're gonna get nameplates for, like, you know, oh, we like we gonna all coming out with our nameplates on. So I went down there. We went down there, and like my name's Alex. You know what I mean? So Alexander. So my other boys got like Charles, you know, Donald, you know, Douglas, you know. So my name was short. I wasn't gonna put Alexander. No one calls me Alexander. You know what I mean? Teachers maybe sometimes, but Alex or Al. Al Boogie, whatever. So I got Alex. So I was like, damn, that's short. So I got to get like the fat letters. Alex on there. So like that brings back memories when I see that nameplate, man. I think I paid about 30 per letter. I think it was like 30, 35 per letter. And then like I didn't have to pay any more because I already had my rope chain, so I had them put it on the rope chain. But yeah, that brings back memories back then, man. Like that was like 84, 85. We all had our nameplates on there. This is a little memory I had to share with y'all. Let's keep it moving. I'm gonna wind a little back 'cause I know I took the flow off, son. Let it go.
Popping with a click and with no rehearsals. I'm dropping funky verses. Stupid with the bitch with the think that you are relying on. You love it when it battles is the fact that I am buying on suckers. Never come close 'cause of knowing. There's no stopping the doc when I am flowing. But in the event, someone would try to juice this, stop him in his tracks, show him that I am ruthless. I don't give a damn. Don't think that I am joking 'cause I don't think he is funny when you're messing with my money. And stick with tell me this. You'll try, you gotta stop him. But with no frills. So I just drop him, continue with the rhyme, and make sure I get mine with no static, 'cause it's open SMG to get my 9. But lessons haven't word, now I get it all in front and let it play. When the people say, Trey, oh, yo, that's funky enough. Let's get funky, let's get funky. Let's get funky, let's get funky. Let's get funky, let's get funky. Deal with the D.O. to the C. I need a break so I can check around. See who the hell that is sitting down. I want all chairs off the floor. And if he stands to the wall, show him the door. And I'm kicking the beat to give you something to rock to. Now go non-stop, do not to look at the clock. You perceive, but can't believe you're being taken. By a beat so cool, you start shaking and shivering. 'Cause I'm delivering the answer. Happens if you're a hellified dancer. You tried sitting, but it just won't work. 'Cause the beat is so rough, so tell me, tell it to be funky enough. Sing it with me. Let's get funky, let's get funky. Let's get funky, let's get funky. Let's get funky, let's get funky. And with the help of the Dr. Dre, kick it.
Wait. I never realized that they was busting moves back there. I love when I see them busting moves in the video, man. They was busting moves back there. And it's funny, like every time I see a Cali video or Cali movie, they always show that like that I don't know how to describe it, but it looks like under the bridge type thing, like something off road, like some underpass where there's water in there and they're like down low.
Getting funky, getting funky.
See what I mean?
And with the help
Show
of the
you right
Dr.
in a minute.
Dre, kick it.
Like this. They always show like this type of and whenever I see like a video or a movie or something like that where they drag racing or they getting chased or whatever, it must be a very popular place in LA. Busting those moves right there. Bust the move, son.
Let's get funky on the mix now, right? Let's get funky on the mix now, right? Let's get funky on the mix now.
That's right. Bust the move.
And drop it on the one,
I
boy.
gotta rewind that one more time, man. He was busting the moves, that little spin right there. That's how we do in the club back. We used to do like that in the club back.
Let's get funky on the mix now,
Right.
right? Let's get funky on the mix now.
Bust that move, son.
Let's get funky on the mix now.
Spin.
And drop it
love
on
that
the
shit.
one, boy.
D.O. Sizzle C, yo! That was the D.O.C. I love this song, man. It's brings back memories, man. Brings back memories. I was still living at home with moms and shit, but then I was working, you know what I'm saying? I had up there, I was hitting off a little something from my job, whatever, because I was old at that age. I was over 18, you know what I'm saying? So, I had to pay moms and help her out. So I was working, whatever. I used to come home, have my own phone line put in, and then I remember I used to have to work from 4 to 12. I worked in a hospital, like delivering patients and stuff like that, and picking up specimens or whatever. I was getting my bags like that, It was a city job too, so I had benefits, a union, and all that. It was a good paying job. You know, I was balling for a minute. I was balling for a minute when I had that job at a young age. But anyway, you know, so I had everything set up. You know, I was independent, whatever. And I remember I used to record Ralph McDaniels. I should set my VHF. We had VHSs which you can set the timer on and it would record. You know, and I had to record Ralph McDaniels every day because I wasn't there to watch the videos, and I knew to have a record, especially on Fridays and Saturdays, because Fridays he would show the new videos, and Saturday he would do like a repeat of the new videos and like more new videos, whatever. So those 2 days I would always record. If I was off on Saturdays, I would just watch it, but Fridays I would definitely record it. And this is one of the videos he played a lot, and I love this video, man. You know what I'm saying? I love this video. DOC was the shit, yo. So yo, I hope you liked it. That was DOC. Is it funky enough? It's funky enough. 1989. No one can do it better, son. No one can do it better. No one can do it better than DOC. I guess is it the right time to tell you if you don't know yet, but the DOC right after this album came out, months later, he was in a car accident and he crushed his larynx. So that kind of put a stop on his rapping career as a solo artist. But it didn't stop him from writing. Like I said, he co-wrote The Chronic for Dre, you know, and he continued to write for them, you know. After this, he dropped like 2 more albums later on, and like I can't remember the years, but I know it was close to 2000s, you know. In 2000, later 2000, like 2015 or so, he was like, "Yo, I'm all right. My throat's better now. I'm good." You know what I mean? But time passed, whatever. You know, I don't know what he's doing now, but I know he's probably doing something. You know, I got, you know, if you're interested, look that up. You know, anything else I can say about DOC? He was just, you know, he was dope, man. He was. A lot of people expected so much for him, but when he hit that car accident and we couldn't hear him rap no more, it was a loss. We felt that loss, you know, felt that loss for real. Um, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you 2, cause there's another song on there that I love too. It was hot. It was hot. And Dre captured the ill sample for this too. Ill sample. Marvin Gaye sample at that, son. So yo, I'll be right back with that video. Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up? I told you I was coming back with another DOC cut. Alright? Now this is another one of my favorites, son. I just liked it because it's smooth and he just like flexed on it. This one is called The Formula, and it's off the same album. No one can do it better. 1989, and I like this one because he uses Dr. Dre, who produced it, used the Marvin Gaye sample called Inner City Blues, song called Inner City Blues. You know, make me wanna holler. If y'all into you know Marvin Gaye, you know any of y'all, or even know anything about Marvin Gaye, and that was like a 1971 album, you know, with a great album by him. You know what had like you know that was self-titled, not self-titled, but was titled "What's Going On," and then he had like a hit song on there, "What's Going On." Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Tell me what's going on. I gotta stop singing, I know, but you know he used a Marvin Gaye sample, Dr. Dre, and it came out perfect, and it's just banging, you know. So here's another one from DOC, The Formula, 1989, and Ruthless Records. Let's get it.
Yo, I want to dedicate this to my mama.
What's the group's name?
We ain't got no name. We just from Compton.
Say ya.
Wait,
man. Y'all ain't been together, man.
Later, man.
What's the group's name?
New Kids in the Hood. Yo, man, we got the right stuff.
Hit it.
Rolling, strolling, it kind of like bowling. My head getting big and it look kind of swollen. Hip hopping, body rock.
Yeah.
I'm MC Mallet.
Yeah.
And these are 45.
Yeah.
And we finna get busy, girls. Run it. Mallet.
Okay, now, those of you who know anything about West Coast back then, had MC Hammer, and his name is Mallet, and this is what MC Hammer did. So you know they like, you know, kind of clowning MC Hammer, and the group before was he said I forgot what he called them, but they were clowning New Kids on the Block, which was another hot, you know, boys group like Boys to Men and New Edition had New Kids on the Block, so they kind of clowned them And they clowning Hammer right here.
Yo, Dre, we still haven't found the perfect rapper. How many groups we got out there?
I don't know. Let me see.
Hey, is that it?
Easy E,
Man, you ain't
Dre.
gonna believe there's about 1,000 of them out there. I think I'm asleep on it.
Yeah, let's do that.
See ya.
Oh, love it, son. Love this track. Gotta do something like this.
High energy, full with the wisdom, sense of a rich man, knowledge in the rhythm. This is what I'm using to come up with a style, so I'll interact all together better with the crowd. Nervous for a second and the record starts spinning and I fall into the state of matter what I've just created. Pumping like the doctor, the into the RE suckers ready to leap up on the tip when we made it. Created so I'll never be regarded as a regular, more than just a little bit better than my competitor. You should never underestimate the fashion. I hope for the stage whether I'm cooling or thrashing. Cracking the concoction created by me. When read, you read E equals a D-O to the C. Knowledge and the talent that my mother had born to her equals an artist I won't be born. What is that, Dre?
It's the formula.
It's like a message that only I can understand. But those who wanna comprehend will again be in the midst of the brother. Unlike another in any way, cause Trey don't play. Say what the others say, originality is a must. Whenever I bust, the funky composition is crushed. And I trust that you know it when you hear a funky record with potential. Be getting hyped because Dre rocking the instrumental. Nothing like what you've heard before and more, nevertheless. See, I don't vest, I mean I'm like fresh if not the freshest. When I'm expressing my thoughts on Bonnie, you can help but listen up and get caught on. Because I cook when I pick up a pen and begin in the end, it's dope. That's cause I wanna win.
You know, I wasn't gonna pause. I'm gonna let it ride through because I said a whole lot about him in the first video, but it's just kind of first time it's ever popped into my head. Watching this makes you think. He was in that car accident, you know, and then like has a video of him like building him, you know, maybe building him over from you know like the parallel to Frankenstein. You know what I mean? Like this is parallel to Frankenstein. You know, scientists creating a rapper, the formula. You know, just kind of weird that, you know, it's like a foreshadowing, you know, foreshadowing, you know, what's to come. It's weird, you know, to see this video and then know what happens to him afterwards. All right.
Knowledge and the talent that my mother had born to her equals a duck. What is it, Dre?
Yo, man, that's the formula.
Dope as long as I can like imagine making each record that I do better than the last one. Take a little time, choose the topic and drop it, release it. The science of making dope beats with rhythmic American poetry. Shifted the stations, now many people know of me. I'm the D into the O and the O into the C and the C into the period. Suckers are fearing this when heard the dope style calculated by the great. Wait and take just a second to get caught up in my record. Knew it, not a kid to be born. If something's getting torn up, then I'm doing the tearing, not being torn. Shaping up to be one of the top vocalists, lyricists, and when you hear of this, you shouldn't choke on this. Knowledge and the talent makes it valid for me to get it patent. Trey, tell them what I'm rapping.
The formula.
Now tell me, can this brother rap or what? Can this brother rap or what, yo? It seemed like he's the type of person, like any beat you throw on, he gonna go on it. He gonna go on it. And they said one thing I read about him was that when he wrote for like Eazy-E, when he wrote for Dre, he wrote for them. He didn't just write rhymes that like he would say and then pass on, like, you know, he wrote Eazy-E style. He wrote Dr. Dre style, son. And that's what, like, I think he's one of the best rap writers, ghost writers, whatever you want to call him. He's up there. He's definitely up there. Definitely.
and try to front like someone said this. Most who know thoughts served by the doxy. That it's a mission impossible trying to rock me. For an arena who that's me to perform for her Geo, and easily I flow when you know using a formula.
Yo, that was DOC, the formula.
Dialpad's AI sales has completely transformed.
Hey, sorry about that. Yo, that was DOC, the formula. It was slamming, yo. Like, I love that. Like, that's like, those two are my favorite songs, and those were the with the singles, like the first two song videos he came out with, you know, and it just brings back memories when I hear it. You know, I think back in the day, you know, I remember the summer times. You know, I always talk about the summer times in the '90s. Man, was just it was just so memorable, man. I think it's more so my youth at that time when I was able to do a lot of things, hit the clubs, hang, chill. I was playing ball during the daytime, and then you go and take a shower. Boom, call up your niggas like, yo, where we meeting up at? Yo, meet up around the way. We find what we gonna do. We take a shower, get dipped. You know what I'm saying? Whether, you know, dipped in that gear, whatever we decide we're gonna do, we're gonna chill around the way and just whatever, you know, walk around and chill, whatever, or parlay, or we gonna hit the club, which was what we mostly did was hit the club. So, you know, I wanted to know, like I always said, like, yo, we hitting the club, cause I ain't gonna let me come out there and I'll be having on sneakers and shit like that, and we supposed to go to the club, whatever. Let me know what the deal is before, you know. It was like them situations, but yeah, it brings back memories of the '90s when I hear these songs, you know. This is my prime, son, you know. But DOC, the reason I did DOC, cause aside from the facts and the statements that I made about him and the things that I said that he was accomplished and he did, and just his whole little bio, he's one of the components of what I'm about to bring up next. An entity, a full entity that was impeccable in the West Coast. It was a bully, and it tried to bully New York. But you can't try and bully New York. Not in the rap game. We started this. So like, you not just cause y'all making a lot of money and you're making noise out there, don't try and bully us. We gonna bully y'all. Excuse me. Yeah, they tried to bully us, but you can't bully New York for something that we started and created and that we flex on so hard and we hold up so high. So I think you already know what I'm talking about, but he's one of the components of that entity. And they were hard though. I can't see nothing about them, but there's so much involved in that aspect. So I'm trying to bring it on slowly, but you're gonna have to do your homework, because I'm gonna have to hit you with a barrage coming up, because we're gonna bring it back to the East Coast. Wait, that's a lie. We ain't gonna bring it back to the East Coast just yet. There's some other West Coast rappers that I like. Oh, I want to give kudos and thanks to my supporters, leaving them comments and let me know who I missed out on. And there's one rapper that I have to mention from the West Coast before I move on back to the East Coast. You know, there's gonna be more affiliated with what's going on now, but there's one rapper who's not really affiliated with this, but he's a legend, and I have to give him his kudos and I have to give him his props, and he'll be coming up next, my next video. I ain't gonna say who it is, but one of my supporters left a comment. That's why I said leave them comments. We had the dialogue, and he mentioned that, because sometimes what happens sometimes is that I go off memory of what I remember, and you know, when it comes to like specific dates, I'll look up, make sure that this album came out on this date and this, that, you know, just to make sure, give you the right correction, make sure I got the right label, the right album that it's on. Those are factual, so I got to get those right. But I'm giving you a memory. I'm storytelling from my experience, you know, not anybody else's experience. So when you add on and you tell me your experience, it adds on to mine. So I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you're right, son. Yeah, I forgot about that, and I have to include that. You know, that's what it's about. So that's why I say leave them comics in that dialogue. You know, but I'm gonna end it short because I always run my mouth too much. But you know what I'm saying? That was DOC, The Formula, 1989 of No One Could Do It Better album. Um, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the support. You know, thank you for subscribing. I see them numbers going up. So you know what? On that note, subscribe, hit that like button, leave them comments. All right. Thank you for hitting up the X Productions. I'm Bizzo, aka the Unknown Producer. Peace. I'm Iz out.